guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm big on the screen today. Let's fix that. I don't know what happened to my background. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and I'm going to try to fix that background. I don't know what happened, but welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Let's get that background in and say hello to my crime crew family. What's up, everybody? Maggie Gomez, you made it to alive, my friend. It looks like the settings are nice and big today, so I can see my people. It just kind of did that, so I'll go ahead and leave the settings as they are. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. I'm in California, guys, and it's cold outside today. I was coming in and Reese and I were hiding some eggs outside and it was actually cold. It was actually cold outside. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, you guys. Today we're going to go over the Jen Soto caught in body cam with more lies reaction from the new Grisch video. Oh my goodness, guys. I love Grish and I hope he shows up. I don't know if he's working or what he's got going on, but you guys, Grish is an awesome. Not only is he an awesome creator, he's an awesome artist. He's an awesome dude. I really like Grish a lot. Kareen 78, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, man, you guys, Grish, you guys go over and make sure you guys always show that man some love. What's up, M? Randy B, M, if my Leo twin is in the house, thank you to her for making my day much better. I love her so much. She knows how to make a girl smile. She sent me some beautiful flowers today with a little happy thing on it, and just awesome. My friends that are awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being there. Hurricane, what's up, guys? What's up? We're also gonna talk today about mental health. All right, so you guys make sure. We're doing this true crime thing, right? We're doing true crime, and when you're around true crime all the time, right? I mean, things get touchy, things get serious. You gotta take care of your own mental health. Okay, so we're gonna get a little more into detail about that. If you guys did not see my you didn't see my post, I'll go ahead and direct you over there after. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about mental health and making sure you guys take care of your mental health. All right. I am off tomorrow. Today is my Friday. I'm going to be off until next Wednesday. So I'm going to go hang with the fam. We're going to do some Easter things, some games with each other. Right. All right. So yeah, we're going to get to all that, Maggie. Everybody that won something, you guys are going to we're going to make sure you get all your stuff. Now, somebody did not claim the Jennifer Soto for prison 2025. All right. Did not claim that. So I am more than happy to give out that shirt again. If you guys want the Jen Soto for Prison 2025 shirt, put a 2 in chat. Put a 2 in chat if you guys want me to give that shirt away at the end of the show. All right, Krista, you're off till Monday. I'm taking 5 days off, guys. I'm taking 5 days off to hang out with my family. April, hello from Texas, hungover, celebrating my birthday. Happy birthday late. And all you guys seem to want that shirt. So that's awesome. 222, I love it. Say a prayer for Maddie that she gets complete and utter justice. And that all the children do, you guys. Naziah, Sebastian, Kaimani, Summer Wells, all of them, all right? All of them, because yeah, that's a lot of 2s. Randy B wants a Foxy box. I got a Foxy box and it's so great. I love Foxy. Not only is Foxy Amazon my new bodyguard. How tall are you, Foxy? I know Foxy's at least a foot taller than me, and she's got my back, so I love it. Try living with a criminal defense lawyer for 45 years. It's certainly not easy. I bet when I'm doing this true crime thing, I get a lot of comments from people saying, "Man, don't you got to take a break from that? Isn't it getting to you?" And I'm like, I'm good with my mental health. I know where to draw the lines with myself. I know how to put boundaries. I know when to stop, and I just do because I have my mental health in check. And that's what we got to remember, guys. We got to remember to do that. Denise, I'm sure you got to help your husband to take a break, right? All right, you guys want Foxy boxes. Man, everybody wants a Foxy box. Melissa wants a hoodie with tie-dye letters. What's up, Indy? How you doing, my friend? Jamie says, I think a little stories you would hear after 45 years, right? I think we would all know to turn off the TV because that's what adults have to do. And Krista, not just the TV, gotta get off of Facebook and social media and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and all this stuff. You gotta do that. You gotta do that because you know what? When you're not taking care of your mental health, it can affect other people and put you and other people in dangerous situations. And it's real. We got to talk about that on this channel. I do want to do an episode about that and get somebody on here that really understands mental health. Maybe you've had issues with mental health. Maybe you're a mental health person by career, all right, and you want to come on my show. April says, I'd love the Potato Soto shirt so hard, right? You're addicted to your iPad. You got to get off and take a break, my friend. You got to get off and take a break, all right? All right, guys, let's get into this. We're going to get into this. And then after we do that, we will we'll do a drawing for the Potato Soto shirt, okay? Especially since it's gonna be Easter. Antonia Bove says, yep, I stopped on my media stuff, only YouTube and Instagram. I did that. I did do that, but I left my social media, my old social media accounts up, and boy, was I wrong to do that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I really value my reels and my videos from when the baby was younger and my son was younger, but I shouldn't have done that. I really made a mistake. I didn't realize how vulnerable I was to attack. And sometimes people just don't like the way my face looks. Sometimes people just don't like me and they want to attack me just because of whatever. So we all got to take a page from that book, you guys, and really take a break. And we'll talk about that in a bit. Grassi Ellis says, Jay, it's been good riding Guilty Crime. Sorry for the drama. Member for 10 months. Thank you, girl. And we're going to learn something from the drama today. All right. Indy Isham, thank you for the $9.99 super sticker. Thank you. And you know what? People shouldn't always be on Facebook posting stuff because it just is it's not healthy. It's not. All right. Yeah, you say fug them, but when you see what happened, you might think twice about that. You might think twice. All right. So thank you guys. Let's get to it. Avis, let's break it down. Let's do all the stuff today. Yeah, I say that. I call it fake book too. It's so fake. You can say anything you want with almost no repercussions. Nobody can see you behind it. You got this picture that's not even really you that you're posting behind, and you're saying these things that can be hurtful to people. Now, when you come on and you have a channel, you do have accountability, guys. When you come on here and you show your face and you're very transparent, you're very vulnerable too. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a lot of things. I use YouTube to get away from the stress of work. Try solo cleaning, a surgical clinic every day. Meatloaf creep. I bet. All right. And Sunshine says, I read your post about the disturbing ex mod. All the best to you and your family in the situation. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you know what? It's beyond trolls. Only me, baby. Only me, baby. If it were just trolls, I would be able to live with that. But when it's a person that knew you and had access to your personal information and your family that turns against you and posts your stuff on social media for the attack, it's very, very disturbing. All right. It's very disturbing when it was a friend of yours that you trusted. All right. So it's a troll is just a troll. A troll is somebody that you don't know, that doesn't have a face and didn't know you, didn't have access to your most personal stuff. But this is beyond trolling. All right. This is beyond trolling. So, all right, let's get to it. Thank Grish for this hard work. Go subscribe, go show them love, all that. All right, all that. Let's get into it. Let's do this beautiful video today and think about Maddie and the justice. All right, so Grish has got this. We got the potato face on here, which come to find out, it's the bipolar face. It's the bipolar face. There really is a study about people that have bipolar, that are in a manic state. They get into a manic state, which is kind of like a high for them, and then they go on a high and then they go on a low from it. Okay, so let's get into that. Let's watch this Jen Soto, the potato.
4 hours later.
The police are back and they're seemingly making an unannounced visit to Jen and Stephan's house. One of the first things I notice is that the body cam footage starts when the officer is already out of the car and walking up the sidewalk. In the footage.
Now, let's not confuse me saying the word bipolar with talking about Jen Soto being bipolar and not taking her meds properly and then being in a manic state. There's different levels of manic, there's different levels of depression, and Nikki, bipolar, the word bipolar and someone being bipolar is much different person to person. There's no category that you fit into or anybody fits into. So being bipolar has nothing to do with Jamie or Nikki. It has to do with Jen Soto letting us know that she's bipolar and being in a manic state, and her daughter missing and not going out to find her. Right. So way different. There's no category to put anybody in that is bipolar. So yeah, Jamie, none of you guys have anything to do with that. I'm telling you what I learned as of yesterday and the manic state that I believe she was in these videos. All right. Just because by talking to someone that schooled me on it and told me about it. All right. And Rachel, I bet your depression and your situational anxiety, you probably take a time out and you probably do the right things. I would hope, because I see you here on regular, which means you're a constant person that knows what to do and what you cannot do. All right. Fry the potato. I agree. Grish literally lives 30 minutes from me. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys, let's go.
From 4 hours prior to this, it starts well before the police officer parks and gets out the car. That can mean anything, but watch this. At this point, Stephan's car would be directly behind the police officer to the left. So being that the police officer is shining his flashlight through all the other cars in the lot, it makes me feel as though before the body cam started recording, they may have looked in Stephan's car a little bit more than they want the body cam to show in the future. Another thing that I noticed is that the audio doesn't start until 30 seconds into the video.
This is
The
interesting.
white
I
car
love
there
it.
is Jen Soto's Nissan. And one other thing the police officer does is he blocks his body cam for a whole 10 seconds before knocking on the door. And this is my opinion, but I think one of the reasons why the police just showed up like this is so that they can just check Jen and Stephan's temperature to see how they would react when they're not given any heads up notice and the police just show up. I also think that Jen's parents were suspicious of her and Stephan from the very beginning, and they made the police aware of that without Jen and Stephan noticing. Right after the police were done interviewing Jen and Stephan here, they went over to Jen's sister's house and talked.
Yeah, you know, Grisch, I love Grish's voice and how he narrates, but this guy, man, this guy. And what's up, Kit Kat? You're usually a lurker, but my fellow mental health warriors, I see you. Yeah, we all need a little mental health day, a mental health check, and we all need to keep ourselves in check, right? We know our triggers, we know what we should know about ourselves enough to not put other people in situations that would compromise them because we're triggered, right? So we got to think of that. But I love Grish here. I love Grish, the way he cuts this, the way he edits, and the way, yeah, Grish is a G, Foxy Amazon. Grish is a G. His editing and his detective skills are crazy on point. All right, that's Juan. And every time I see him, I feel like he gets older.
Talk
Poor
to
Juan.
Juan Soto. And you know, Juan Soto was in the car that's in front of the cop right here. And I know that because if you looked a little closer, you would have seen Juan outside the office.
Right.
Hello. Hi. Are you Madeline's mom?
No.
No. Are you Madeline's mom?
Yes.
Did she come home? Did she come home?
I know how people joke around calling Jen Soto a potato, but the potato thing is really what you get when you are part of the Zandemic. Your face will be bloated out, dry. Please educate yourself on skincare and medication. It's insulting to claim things that you aren't versed in. Oh, and believe my skin is perfection. My family is known for it. The rest of the comment, you can pause and read it if you want. It's about what Jen Soto's saying, but we're going to go back.
Yeah, I'll pause it for a minute. I didn't even realize she was saying that. You know, there's so many things that come up in these episodes. She says, my family's known for it. Wouldn't you say classes, not periods? This is what study hall does kids. The pathway to mediocrity. It is. Shocked all Lewis Carroll wasn't on his book. Definitely a hammer, huh? I don't even know exactly where that comes from. And yes, Grish sees things in a way that most people don't. Hence him being an artist. His art is pretty it's pretty well, I don't even know how to label it, but the way that he sees things shows in his art, and then he names it and you're like, oh yeah, that. All right. Yeah, he's calling it the Zandemic, but also you guys got to remember she does have mental health issues, and she does, I believe, have manic states, high highs and low lows. Thank you, Foxy Amazon, for the Guilty of Crime 420 membership. Appreciate you.
Back on needing to educate myself on skincare and medication and how I'm insulting to people because I'm claiming things that I'm not versed in. I want you to look at Jennifer Soto's face. This was taken on February 27th. This photo was taken on February 27th as well. It was part of the news segment. And this is a few years earlier, I presume.
Yep.
What do you think caused that? Right, I need to educate myself on skincare and medication. What does Xanax do to your face? exploring the physical effects of Xanax misuse on skin, appearance, and overall health. Common side effects occur that can have a noticeable impact on the body and skin. We're skimming through this, so healthy skin requires both hydration and blood flow. Since it makes people sleepy, it can also cause fluid retention that leads to dark under eye circles and facial and overall puffiness. When a person deals with dehydration and fatigue, their skin can also look dull. There are a lot of side effects that come with this stuff. So dark under eye circles, overall puffiness in their face, skin looking dull. Who does that sound like? Of course, we need to cite our source, and that's the Illinois Recovery Center. We're going to educate ourselves and cite one more source.
And when you guys don't know and you realize why Grisch does that in his videos where he throws a bunch of Xanny bars, that's what that is. That's what that is. Alloprezzolone, however you pronounce that. I just call it Xanax. All right. So yeah, this is a good episode to educate ourselves here. Mind altering substance. All right, yeah, that's funny. And somebody asked about the 420 thing. 420 means different things to different people, but for the 420 giveaway, that is in memory of Foxy Amazon's brother. His life was gone too soon. Alloprezzolone. Thank you, April. Alloprezzolone. Yeah, I'm just looking at. I've said it before, but I'm looking. Alloprezzolone. There you go. Alloprezzolone. Xanny bars. Throw it in your mouth. All right. Yeah, there it is right there. So if you wonder every day, that's what it is. Gifted membership in honor of her brother, Christopher, who passed away in 2009 when he was only 19 years old. All right. Way too soon, guys.
Blistering, crusting, irritation, itching, and reddening of the skin, cracked skin, redness of the skin, blistering, loosening of the skin, peeling, red skin lesions, yellow eyes or skin, more crusting and blistering, scaly skin, cracked and dry skin. Sounds horrible. All this other stuff, redness of the skin. Read that. That's a lot of stuff going on with this.
333.
Now, who's our credible source? I think they're pretty credible over at Mayo Clinic.
And all of that goes back to Jen Soto, guys. All right. All of it goes back to Jen Soto. Look, I can take this off and throw the hawk back up. It actually got hot with all these lights. This is the day. So Maddie went missing on I got to look at a calendar. This is on 2/27. So I believe it was that morning, right, guys, on the 27th. I always get that confused because it was the night of, I believe, the 26th. But if I look at a calendar, I know because it was the Monday. So yes, this should be the night of. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. This is on 2/27/2024. Okay, the 26th was when she went missing then. So this was the next day. When I don't have a calendar in front of me, I get confused at the day. Okay, so the 26th was Monday. She went missing on Monday. Remember, Maddie's birthday party was on the 25th on Sunday. She went home on the 25th. She got home at 8:30. Stephan Sterns arrived between 8:30 and 9. And Jen Soto got home between 10 and 10:30. Then 30 minutes later, she sent Stephan and Maddie to bed upstairs. Okay. So now this is the next day after that. And the police do a surprise visit. Now, Jen Soto hasn't been present many places. She was present when they called 911, which she didn't call. She wasn't present handing any flyers out. She wasn't present doing anything. She was just at home waiting for who knows what. All right. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you guys rolling in. Let's go.
Okay, back to the body cam.
You don't know where she would have gone. No. Did she take anything? Any clothes? Her birthday money is.
The police officer asked her, did she take anything, any clothes? Jen doesn't answer, and Stephan goes right into birthday money. We know why Jen and Stephan can't answer that question.
This is
but
great.
There is clothing that did leave the house, and it left in Stephan's hand and into the dumpster. It was in Madeline's backpack. I made a video about it a few months ago. Madeline Soto's black hoodie. This hoodie was in the garbage, in Madeline's backpack, and it was still clean. It was size small, and it had not been worn before.
Me too.
And I know it hadn't been worn before because I design and print merch full time. And I know when people try to bring me stuff that they've already worn and ask me to print on it. This is a size small hoodie, and Madeline's the only person in that house that can wear a size small. And I noticed a very weird design on the front of this hoodie. I zoomed in on the photo, I sharpened the image, I vectorized it so you guys can see the detail in it. At first glance, it looks like a basketball player attempting to dunk a basketball. But if you look a little bit closer, you see something else. It looks like another basketball player, a smaller basketball player with blonde hair that is about to get dunked on by the larger player in the black jersey.
That's such a weird perspective. That I agree with when you look at it from the point of an artist, right? But man, I did not see that for a while. I was like, what is he talking about? And then I'm like, okay, I see that inside of that. Yeah, he's incredible. He absolutely is. Dawn, we just started. Don't worry, you're here. Thank you. Yeah, Grisch is incredible. He's an amazing artist, and his freaking his skills with editing and also just the way he sees things is great. My face cracks you up when I talk. I'm very animated. All right, let's keep going.
I'm surprised that no one has and still hasn't brought this hoodie up in any YouTube videos. Because to me, it's obvious that this symbolizes Stephan Sterns and Madeline Soto. I even connected this image to Jen's weird sleeping arrangements, the way she explained that in our March 1st interview.
About the nook.
How Madeline wakes up and
in his nook
under Stephan's arm in the nook, as she says. I appreciate all honest feedback. You might not see this all too often on YouTube, but I can accept criticism and I admit when I'm wrong. But when it comes to knee-jerk dismissals, I'm not the one for it. This comment was posted on my video about the black hoodie. I find that a lot of true crime creators don't have the same approach and instead look at everything as an insidious conspiracy, trying to connect the comment made during a police interview to a generic-looking ugly shirt print to an abstract representation of how Stephan viewed and treated Maddie is insane and unfalsifiable speculation. The sweatshirt is only creepy because it came from this case. Otherwise, nobody would have cared about the print. This is confirmation bias of hindsight, not evidence of a print with a dark.
And Grisch, we love you so very much. But I gotta tell you, get used to it, brother. Strap in, buckle up, and grab yourself a drink and a straw because you just hit 5,000 subscribers. When you hit 25,000 subscribers, everybody's got something to say. No matter how nice you are to them, no matter how compassionate you are to them, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try, everybody has something to say. And a lot of people have negative shit to say for no reason. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that kind of stuff comes from. Instead of just saying, hey, man, good job. Thanks for giving us a different perspective, man. You gotta write that. So get used to it. Strap in. Come hang out with Guilty of Crime when you can. And keep making these videos, man. Because you know what? Welcome to YouTube land. Jeez. All right. Yeah, it's just, yeah, people can be so hateful for no reason. No reason. You could be walking an old lady across the street, and all of a sudden you got this inconspicuous thing going on, and look what you did and how you touched them and the way you look. Like, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, it is. It's so toxic. Negative energy is so toxic, man. Just that's why I say take care of your mental health before you're out spitting it on other people, man. It's like, damn. We commend you, Grish.
Dark message. Insane and unfalsifiable speculation in italics. If you agree with this person, let me ask you a hypothetical question. Would you think you would change your mind if there were two hoodies in the dumpster, one black and one gray, both size small with the same exact design? Say it's a kid's birthday and they get a present. They open a present and there's two hoodies inside, one black and one gray, and they're both blank.
And shout out to you, Grish. You're very welcome. There's Grish in chat, guys. You guys tell him how wonderful he is, and that we love his videos, and keep them coming, man. Keep the art coming, keep the videos coming, keep everything you do coming, and keep using those little clips of stuff. Keep using those clips so we can just look at how funny people are and their weird perception of things. Yeah, absolutely. You're right, Lisa H. You're right. All right, let's keep going. We love Grish.
It would be safe to say the kid needed some new hoodies, right? It's a kid's birthday. They get a present. Inside the present, there's two hoodies, one black and one gray, but they both have the same exact design on them. That doesn't mean the kid doesn't need hoodies, but the person that gave them the hoodies wants them to wear that design. Another way to look at it is if a kid gets two different color hoodies and they have the same NFL team logo on the front. It's about the NFL team. It's not so much about the hoodies themselves. Now back to my insane, unfalsifiable speculation and confirmational bias in hindsight. Gifts like these are a common grooming tactic, and people like Stephan Sterns give symbolic gifts to their victims. They need to as a way to hide their secrecy through normalcy, and gifts like these give them a feeling of a symbolic bond. Gift giving is used to gain trust and compliance.
That's interesting that we're going into this, Grish. I love that. I mean, you brought grooming into this, which is perfect because we know Stephan groomed Maddie all the freaking time. If you haven't seen Stephan's, his all of his posts, all of his social media, it was always about Tamagotchis. It was always about toys, and toys, which also leads you to believe that not only was he grooming Maddie and maybe even other children, but but that's the things that he actually liked. That, I mean, many of these pedos never grow up, guys. They never grow up mentally, and that's why they can't have a normal functioning sexual relationship with an adult. Now, it's abuse when it's a child, but when it's adult and you can't mesh with them, or you can't have like a normal, whatever normal means to you, a normal adult sexual relationship, and you got to bring it to children and groom them and bring yourself to that level, even to the level where you're drugging those people so that they can't even, they don't even know what's going on, right? So that they're completely out of it. So you don't have to talk or communicate or even understand what they want. It's all about you. So yeah, that's great. Definitely a grooming tactic. And I will be going to a trial as soon as I find out when it's happening, how, whatever. I will go. I'm not going to go the whole thing, but I will definitely show up in Florida for a few days and try to get in, man. I will try to get in. I'm in San Bruno. What's up? San Bruno, it's cold. Yeah, I'm in San Jose and it's cold, but now I'm under these lights and it's hot. Welcome. Subliminal grooming. Well, he wasn't even subliminally grooming. He was grooming Maddie. When you see all of his social media, he was just, it was constant toys and Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons. Even though adults play that too, that's all it was about. That's all it was about. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button. And no, we never run out of content here on Guilty of Crime. There's always content to be had. All right. Clementine says, I respectfully disagree. It's most common that essay is that, the most common is that there were essay as a child. I don't believe is, well, Clementine, I just talked to a person that studies this behavior of pedophiles and grooming and multiple levels of pedophiles, and they don't fall into one category. So I do appreciate that you respectfully disagree, but I was told this from a person that studies this kind of thing and the different levels. So yeah, even if you respectfully disagree, I'll respectfully disagree with you about what that person just told me last night, that his hobbies absolutely were mind-blowing for them when they were studying his behavior. So it doesn't matter if we agree or we disagree. That's just what the facts are that were given to me. And they sent me studies on pedophiles and the different levels of pedophilia. So, I mean, that's all I got to say about that. But hey, I love you. All right, please wear the Jen Soto for prison shirt when you go to trial. I don't think you can go in there wearing that though. I don't think they let you wear biased stuff. I don't know. I'll wear it though if you guys want me to. You guys give me a high five. You'll know who's Jay from Guilty of Crime is.
Gifts often take the form of clothing or personalized items that subtly reflect the offender's taste. That's from the Department of Justice, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. Offenders may use symbolic gifts to create a shared identity or connection. They often ritualize interactions or gifts, creating repeated themes, including matching or similar clothing. The author of that article is a retired FBI agent in the Behavior Analysis Unit. And I included a link so you can go read up on that. Really, it's not so much about the comment, but I'm thinking how that dismissive ass mindset would manifest in real life.
Now, I know that Anna Fleming, I'm 110% knowing already. When I was watching the Corey Michello case, Corey Michello, a lot of people were wearing the Justice for Corey shirts, and they did not allow that. They told you got to cover your shirt up. You can't show bias because there are jurors, and you don't want to bias the jury. So unfortunately, I couldn't wear that probably in, but I could definitely wear that if I want, just out and about, right? And it's funny. I mean, that's why we do it. We're trying to be part of a community here. We're all the Guilty of Crime community. If you guys are not here on my channel right now to be part of the Guilty of Crime community, you probably shouldn't be here. If you don't like the content that I provide and you don't like the commentary that I provide and you don't like my reactions, then you shouldn't be here. If you do, then that means you want to be part of this community and that you are part of this community and you want giveaways and you want merch. All right. So yeah, that would be funny if 50 of us had that shirt at trial. Now, you're right, Clementine, and I never said everybody does that. I said Stephan Sterns, particularly a person that I talked to that studies these people, told me about how mind blown they were when they saw Stephan Sterns' social media and what level of pedophilia they thought he would fall into based on the childish hobbies, the mindset, the phone calls with his parents. I mean, it's just like do. It's do. Oh, by the way, root beer barrels and origami. It's not like, man, I might be going to death row. This is a whole nother level. I might be dying. No, it's very, did you find my dragon, Mom? I need some more candy. Which means that, or it doesn't mean, I'm just saying somebody's observation told me about that particular thing with Stephan Sterns, and the gravity of the situation doesn't seem to be computing. That's all I'm saying. Again, all right? Yeah, it's like he's in a summer camp. Absolutely. And I never said everybody. I never put everybody in one category, ever. Like if I say something and it comes off harsh, it's just because that's how I sound when I talk, right? Yeah, purple dragon strap on when you might be going on death row. That kind of shows a level that you really aren't caring too much. He sounds out of touch with reality. And if you study him, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I see what you mean too, Clementine. But I gotta tell you, everybody that is abused doesn't abuse. My mom was abused. My mom told me her whole life to stay away from people. She kept me in a box, which was good, but she didn't abuse anybody, and she was abused heavily. So that just doesn't compute with me having everybody in one category. And I see what you mean too. Yeah. Self-absorbed is another thing too. All right. It's another thing. And I don't study psychology or psychiatry. I don't know any of that. But when somebody tells me, Jay, listen up, this is what I'm telling you because I've studied it, I listen. And then I come back and report on it, right? Whatever I want to talk about, really.
Because I wasn't speaking hypothetically about the gray hoodie. It's actually in evidence. But there's only one close-up photo of it, and it's of the tag in the front part of the hoodie. So you can see that it's a size small, and I can just line up the design to the black hoodie and show you that they match. If Stephan wasn't smart enough to plant symbolism, then why did he care enough to make sure both hoodies were in the dumpster? Why didn't he just toss old clothes or something actually used? These were brand new, they were never worn, and they're the only items he threw in the dumpster that remained clean. When Jen and Stephan are giving police their scripted story, but they can't answer whether or not Madeline took her clothes with her, it's because this is what they were doing when they were rehearsing that script.
Yes. Preach on, Grish. Preach on. I
don't know
believe
where
that
she would have
too.
gone. No, did she take anything?
And I gotta say, none of this is a fact. None of these theories are facts. We're not, the only facts that we present is when we say something like there were two hoodies. You know, I can see Grish has been studying his case and studying what's on the list and what's where. So that's a fact if that was into evidence. But when we say something like, oh, we think this is, it's not a fact, right? These aren't facts. And I agree. Best animation. My favorite animation was where you showed Stephan Sterns doing laundry. I said, we're never going to see him doing laundry again. All right. Yeah. Seeing her just infuriates me and a lot of people too. You're not the only one, man. All right.
We close. Her birthday money is still here. Toothbrush.
Like I said, they don't say anything about clothes, but Stephan talks about toothbrush and birthday money. Like, think about this for a second. If you're a 13-year-old girl planning to run away or stay somewhere else for a while, there are a few things you definitely would take with you. Your phone, your toothbrush, and a change of clothes. And if you just had a birthday, you're definitely not leaving without your birthday money.
Right.
Leaving behind one of these things could be brushed off, but all of them, you don't leave with no clothes, no toothbrush, no phone, and leave your birthday money behind unless you weren't planning to leave or you never had the chance.
You are the only one that noticed that because I didn't. And that's what I'm saying. I know you're clear on the evidence. I know you studied the case. When you say things like this, I know those are facts. Now, when we talk about thinking it was this or thinking it was that, that's just a theory. That's just us talking on our channel that we're allowed to do that on, right? We're allowed to have our theories. Auntie Reese says, I consider myself a pretty good judge of character. I've got to say, after reading your post, Jay, I don't see where that poster is getting their ideas. I know we got to go over that because I don't know either. I don't know how you would make a whole hate/smear campaign about that, like, or over that. I think perceptions are skewed and mental health hasn't been taken care of. That's what I think. All right. And again, it's all just my opinion. Well, because I have a channel, just like Grish. Grish puts his facts and then he puts his opinion, right? All right. Let's keep going. I like that toothbrush and the money.
Back to Stephan mentioning Madeline's toothbrush. It reminds me of something Jen said in her derivative use immunity interview.
I can't remember if she had finished with all of her bedtime routine.
Okay. Does she brush her teeth at night?
In the shower.
In the shower? Okay.
So Madeline brushes her teeth in the shower at night. Madeline showers at night. Madeline doesn't shower in the morning. Does Madeline brush her teeth in the morning? Right. Showering and brushing teeth are not mutually exclusive.
Right.
Madeline brushes her teeth when she showers, but Madeline doesn't have to take a shower in order for her to.
So does she only brush her teeth once at night? I don't think you're supposed to do that. I mean, according to some people, maybe. I heard some people talking about the hygiene that she had that Jen stowed upon her. So that's a good. I didn't even think of that when you said that in the last video. I was wondering. I was like, wait, why did he even bring that up? And I saw the toothbrush in the shower. Now that makes sense, right? Does she just not brush her teeth because she's not showering in the morning? What are you saying, Jen Soto? I don't even know if she knows what she's saying, Grish, to be honest with you. Yeah. I have no idea. She sounds high as a kite. And good point that everybody brings about Jen Soto. Why do you need immunity if you didn't do anything? Why would anybody ask for an immunity if you didn't do anything, right? The jealousy among people is puke. We can all learn from each other. Yeah, agreed. All right.
Brush her teeth. Jen never said she heard Madeline get up in the morning to take a shower.
Yep.
She never heard Stephan take a shower in the morning either. Stephan never said anything about Madeline getting up and taking a shower in the morning. Nor did Stephan say he took a shower in the morning. Stephan just said Madeline's toothbrush is still there. Still where?
It's in the shower.
The electric toothbrush is surrounded by a lot of the cosmetic items. That's most likely Jen's toothbrush.
Hey.
There are no other toothbrushes on the bathroom counter.
They're in the shower.
There are 2 toothbrushes in the shower. Madeline took a shower before Jen got home. Stephan did not take a shower after Jen got home, nor did he take a shower Monday morning. I think there's a pretty good chance that Stephan and Madeline were in the shower together. In one of Stephan's interviews with police, I can't remember which one, but he talks about the last time he changed his clothes and took a shower. The police can probably figure that out if that actually took place by just going.
Man, I was going to say that after or before Grish did. I hadn't watched this video yet. I saw it come out this morning. I was like, I get to react to it, genuinely react to it for the first time. If that was going on in that house and Stephan was so free to take a shower with Madeline Soto, guys, that's bad. That's like, that's at its finest abuse. I mean, like, how can you differentiate that? How could you freaking differentiate what's right and what's wrong if the roommates aren't paying attention? Now, this is the bathroom. I was told this last night. I didn't even like think about the bathroom situations. Maddie only took showers downstairs, never upstairs. The upstairs bathroom were for the other roommates, and her stuff wasn't in there. Her stuff was in there, which is the downstairs. And you guys know what that means. That means that's the bathroom where the mother, Jen Soto, was supposed to be. Yeah, it's disgusting. That is the audacity. Where were the roommates? What was Jen Soto doing when, now we know that particular night she wasn't there, but that's another level of abuse when you have the complete and utter freedom to just be abusing this girl anytime you want, daytime or night. Like, I just can't. A guy I know took showers with his own daughter and made her think it was normal. Well, there you go. If that's what was happening with Sterns, I mean, that's, yeah, it's so wrong on every level. And you know that was happening. How did they have the freedom to do that in that household? Where were there were so many people that lived in that house. Yeah, in her own home, guys. That just is disgusting to me. All right, didn't have to. Yeah, Sherry, you nailed that right there. It's so bad.
Going by what Stephan told them, and then get a subpoena to the Kissimmee Utility Authority to get their time of use data. They have smart meters over in this building that read out every 5 to 15 minutes so they can detect when you're using certain things at certain times. After you shower, if you have long hair, you would use one of these, a blow dryer right on Stephan's nightstand with a hair tie right next to it.
Right?
And then
Maddie's
in
airtight.
Jen's derivative use immunity interview, she says stuff like this.
And when you get home, who is downstairs, if anybody? You have a 2-story, is it a townhome? Is that the best word for it?
Yes.
If anybody is downstairs, who is downstairs?
I saw my daughter Madeline and Stephan.
Do you recall what Madeline was wearing?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
And do you recall what Stephan was wearing?
Now, do you guys believe that Jen Soto really didn't know what Maddie was wearing, or do you think she was lying? Because when she said no, she stopped for a long time. She went into her brain, that little brain that she has in there, and then she almost whispered it. Every time she whispers and her voice drops, she's lying. We can track it back to the way she talks and how she lies and track her lies. Yeah, where's Jen? But yeah, that bathroom is attached. As a matter of fact, we heard about the bathroom being attached and Stephan coming out of the shower naked. All right, the Stephan coming out naked and Jen and Maddie looking at him naked and laughing. Now, I don't think the roommates knew, but I'm saying, what were they doing? Where were they? They did have a whole. They even had their food up there. They had little cabinets with their beans and their rice and stuff. But did they not know, or did they just ignore it? Because there's a lot of different sounds coming from that, and a lot of different weird things. A lot of them being in the room together. So saying they didn't know it versus they didn't want to know it is a little bit different. A little bit different.
I can't tell you no.
Maybe Jen can't recall what Madeline and Stephan were wearing because they weren't wearing anything. In my opinion, I think that Madeline was gone by 10:15 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th. And since 10:15 p.m. until the time that this body cam footage was filmed, these two people have been on a cover-up mission. And this script is what they've been constructing during those hours of Sunday night, Monday morning, and Monday afternoon before Madeline was supposed to be picked up from school. Back to the body cam.
Okay. So nothing that she like took with her and went somewhere else. Is there any place that you guys think that she would have went? Any friends' houses?
The only friend I could have thought was Sage Ellis, but I think Orange County PD already went to her house and talked to them.
Okay. Well, what's that address? Just so I can make sure they already checked there. So they're trying to look everywhere they can.
Of course.
Of course. That's what he's supposed to say after you say thank you.
First name is Sage, last name Ellis?
ELLIS.
Okay.
Let's see if I still have Google Maps pulled up to her address. Let's see.
Did she go to school today?
No.
No. Okay.
She was supposed to. She was dropped off close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way because she was embarrassed by his car.
That sounds familiar.
No.
Which is normal for her to ask to be.
It's an image thing.
So she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing. She's in it.
Look at those crazy eyes. And later on, that got them in trouble, you guys, because the friend said that's not true. The friend said she was never dropped off away from school. She was always dropped off. And Stephan didn't take her. So there was not an image thing or her being embarrassed by his car because he never took her. So that was a big, huge red flag for the police department, guys. And yeah, a lot of people are messaging me about the CSAM ring over there and all the people that got busted. And they're wondering, do I think that these two or any of the people in this situation are intertwined? And who knows? Who knows what they're going to do about that? I mean, I don't even want to speculate on that thing. Anybody and everybody could be involved in trading and selling, and they could not even know each other. That's how big that is. All right. Oh my God, I'm so tired of hearing her repeat close to school. She just needs to be locked up already. I agree. All right, let's keep going.
But he dropped her off a block away. But she never made it. I went to the school to pick her up at the end of the day, and she never came outside. I drove away thinking maybe she walked to my mom's office, because sometimes she'll do that if I can't pick her up. And my mom's office is less than, what would you say, half a mile away?
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
That's a lot. That's half a mile.
School ends at 4:04. She would get there by 4:35 the latest. She never got there by 4:35. I started driving around. I went back to the school. The school was closed.
What this there?
She could maybe walk to her grandma's house, but that's a lot further.
When the school was closed, I realized something was wrong. I called Sage and I said, "Hey, did you see Maddie today? Or is she with you? Because I can't find her." And she said, "No, she never made it to first or second period." And I said, "What do you mean? I dropped her off at school." And she's like, "She never made it to school." And I said, "Can you please check with the rest of your friends, see if she made it to any of her other periods?" At this point, I messaged her teachers directly, and I asked if any of them saw her. 2 of them responded to me. One of them told me she didn't make it to his period, and he also checked her attendance for the rest of the day. She never made it to any of her periods. This is when I knew something was truly wrong, because she was dropped off by him close to the school. She should have made it to school. At that point, that's when I called 911. This was around 4:35, 4:40. Police did not show up till 7:30, I want to say. Police did not show up till 7:30, I want to say.
What's Jen looking at? And Stephan's kind of looking over there too.
Somebody's out there.
Let's take the angle that Jen's looking from the door, make purple the vertical, red the horizontal, and then flip it the other way around and make the trajectory that Jen's looking point toward Jen. And Jen has this handicap parking sticker because she's disabled. I'm wondering why Jen's looking over at her car while the police are right in front of her. It makes me feel like the police are over at her car looking.
Maybe.
Up in Orange County?
Yes.
Up in Orange County.
Okay.
And then at that point, that's when all the questions started happening. And then he...
When the questions started happening, what does that mean?
Took them to where he dropped her off,
Right? She is ignoring a call. What? And why is she standing like that too? She doesn't have a humpback. I always wonder why she stands like this sometimes and she doesn't have a neck. I'm like, well, like what is up with that posture? Yeah, I'm sure she has. We saw some of that in the we saw some of the Zan bottles that we think she had there. Yeah, what does that mean? More questions? They started asking questions. You mean your daughter was missing and they were trying to find out what happened that morning? She's not disabled. She's a potato. Yeah, potatoes don't have long enough legs to walk into the house. So she's got to have a handicap sign. The questions started happening. That's a big telltale right there. What'd you say? Potatoes don't have necks, silly Jay. Oh, that's what. My bad. I shouldn't even ask that.
Someone in an outfit she was wearing sit in their parking lot.
Well, shoot, seen wearing?
Green hoodie,
Green hoodie,
white Crocs,
white Crocs,
either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
black shorts.
For a little bit,
Uh-huh.
like take a break from her walk because she was early for school,
Yeah.
and then get up and then leave towards the school. That's as far as I know.
Okay.
He's like, uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you able to find Sage's address?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I know you guys got a lot going on.
All right. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
That's so weird. She doesn't know where her friends live.
Did she take her school laptop with her?
She did.
She did.
They already tried to track it, but unfortunately the unit is completely powered off.
The unit is powered off. How would he know that, right? How did he know that? Did it say it's powered off?
Like she's got a device the only device we've got her right now is her school laptop.
A school laptop, is that trackable?
No. End of story. Done.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Because like if the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi. So my like circle here. So you're sending you
Oh, okay.
Completely offline. They called me when they were unable to do anything with it.
Okay.
What,
She doesn't have
Stephan?
any
What?
other kind of technology that
What's
you
he
guys can
saying?
track? I'm sure you guys already
No
checked
text,
that.
no nothing.
She
Normally
accidentally,
she has her phone, but she left it at home.
and that is normal for her. She's got ADHD. She's very
Oh, that's
forgetful.
very normal for her. She's very forgetful,
I was
guys.
remind her.
We're kind of forgetful too sometimes.
I believe no. This is that.
I wish I could see what's reflecting off her glasses because it's taking way too long for her to find this address.
How you spell that? Let me see that.
Very true.
Gotcha.
And I think, Joy, this is why we had to reiterate so many times. If you go back and watch many of the videos before this case progressed, we asked anybody and everybody that knew Maddie or had a connection with her if she was functioning like a regular child, because Jen Soto and Stephan Sterns made it seem like she didn't know her friends where they live. She didn't know how to get home, didn't know her address, didn't know anything. Almost like she was like something like really wrong with her, maybe a learning disability. But from all the interviews and all the people that we've talked to and that we've heard, nothing was wrong with her. That was just them in the very beginning trying to deflect about what happened, what was going on. They were trying to throw the officers off. Yeah, definitely arms crossed. His mother's throwing her daughter under the bus, giving none of us nothing to use, right? Why do you think they started looking at her right away?
What's a good phone number for Sage, if you guys have one?
Sure.
Okay, no other family in the area except for
Grandma.
The existing family already left at the office and met with the cops.
Yeah.
The only other
What,
closest
Stephan?
family member
What?
is my sister. She lives in the next neighborhood over.
Mhm.
If you were to exit the back gate.
Next door, right over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you exit the back gate, the first neighborhood to your left, like East
Yeah.
Hope Plantation.
Mhm.
She lives in there.
Okay.
They're
yeah,
not
she
going
was in the
to.
office helping me with the police, and she was the one who actually went through her phone and her messages and was trying to see if there was anything weird.
Yeah.
We didn't see anything too weird.
Nothing weird. You guys haven't had any recent arguments?
And Jen, there's no way that she just being, you know, a teenager was like, maybe had a fight with you or an argument with you and was like, you know what, I'm going to go hang out at so-and-so's house and teach her a lesson. You know, could that be a scenario?
I don't believe so. We actually haven't gotten into a fight in like a few weeks.
Jen now will show off her deflection skills.
Or arguments or anything like that. If anything, on Sunday, she celebrated her 13th birthday with.
You guys haven't had any recent arguments?
Recently, no. Apparently, on February 2nd, she sent a few messages to a friend stating that she would run away.
There's the bars again.
But it must have been after. From the messages, we must have been arguing, or she.
It's the drool, guys. The drool.
I must have said something that upset her because she was very upset in her texting friend. But
do you guys still have those?
Doesn't look like Jen was ready for that one.
Yeah.
Nobody in the Soto family is going to talk, my friends. Nobody's going to talk. Everybody's backing Jen, and maybe they believe her. Maybe they all believe her. I don't know if they do or they're trying to save face. I definitely could not ever speak for the Soto family at all because we haven't heard anything. Now, somebody did send me the proof that they called Yolanda. Somebody came on. Remember when we were doing a live stream where people were calling in, and the lady said that she called Yolanda's office, and Yolanda told her to get a life and stop bothering her or whatever. She showed me that. She sent me an email with the phone call and how long it was and where it was. And by the way, I don't encourage anybody to do any of that. I don't encourage you guys to go after Jen Soto or to call the family or to do any of that. I never say that. We call her the potato, and we want to arrest Jen Soto to get complete and utter justice for Maddie, but we never encourage anybody to do any harm to the Soto family. We don't dox over here. We don't do any of that. So we can talk about it and be adults. I don't think Grisch says, I don't think the Soto family believes her. I don't think they're going to actively help her legally. I just think they're going to do anything. They're not going to do anything, but they are helping her with a lawyer. Jen cannot afford a lawyer, so I don't know who paid for that lawyer. She has a pretty decent defense attorney. I can only speculate that $16,000 GoFundMe was used for the initial retainer on the lawyer, right? Usually it's about 10 grand for a defense lawyer to put down in order to retain them. So Stephanie Soto put the GoFundMe, and it's still out there. You guys can look it up. It was under Stephanie's name. The 16,000 was taken and used on something. So I'm going to tell you they are going to help her with their defense, I believe, in my opinion. But maybe she paid for that. Maybe she did. I don't know. All right. Kylie says, is there anyone out there? Who you talking to, my friend? Who you talking to? I don't think Grisch is reading all the comments, and there are 562 people in chat, so it's kind of going fast. Sharon, my twin, my friend, we absolutely don't do that. This is a classy place, and we have fun while we're at it. Again, Sharon, thank you so much for the flowers that you sent today. That was awesome. Let me see what Grish said. In my opinion, that attorney was just for the derivative use interview. He seemed unprepared. Maybe we'll see. I'm sure that attorney is going to be retained for future use if she needs it. And I can tell you from high speculation and people that talk say that Yolanda paid for an attorney many times to get sole custody of Madeline Soto against Tyler Wallace. All right. So, yeah, that's that. All right. And I love you back, Sharon. All right. Yeah, he is a pretty high priced attorney, and 16,000 doesn't pay for that much, but we'll see as it goes. I mean, your opinion is you've done a lot of studying here. Something corporate that always cracks me up. Her sweatshirt. Yeah.
You see that? Remember when Angelica was talking about seeing the tools on the table and she didn't remember what the tools were, but she remembered seeing a hammer? Now, that looks like a hammer to me.
It does.
And the other things, I can't tell what they are, but they're square shape. Makes me think that they're an AC adapter for a cheaper power tool. Angelica also talked about seeing Stephan do laundry and that Stephan never does laundry.
He never does anything, guys.
So why was he doing laundry this time?
To hide evidence. Ding, ding, ding. That's my favorite right there. With him doing laundry. We're never going to see that again, folks. So get a good look at that. Him doing laundry. Nobody saw him doing that, and nobody's gonna see that again. Jen's Gypsy says it's dirt under the bridge. Yeah, we'll definitely see what's happening in the future. About the lawyers and everything like that. Why are you protecting her? She knew it was up. Her instincts were telling her that it's not good, and she's ignoring them. Yeah, hide the DNA. You remember when the officers wanted to use the dogs to sniff for Maddie, and they said, "You have something? Do you have a pillow or something?" Stephan said, they mentioned something about a pillow, and Stephan said, "Yeah, but remember, I cuddled with it too." Oh yeah. There's both of your scent is on it. So they were definitely covering for that, covering for him and Maddie being on the same pillow. I think that his boxers were absolutely put in that basket on purpose to mix the scents up inside of the laundry. They knew that there was going to be dogs coming out, or they had told them at some point, and they knew there were dogs at the other location when you saw the dogs outside of where the school was and the church to see where Maddie was. So absolutely they did that to mix the scents. Of course. I mean, they're dumb, but they had a reason for some of the things that they did, and the laundry was to get off whatever that he needed to get off of there, and then mixing up the scents with him on the pillow and his boxers in her laundry.
And that's her phone.
This is her phone. I don't know. Hold on a second. It's wet. Do you remember who
starts with an S?
Stephan sounds so stupid trying to act like he doesn't know Madeline's friends' names because he wants to look like he's the one that doesn't remember them the most because he is what he is.
I know.
Starts with an S.
I mean, her name could start with an S. It could start with a C and sound like an S.
No, I'm just trying to see. It's Savannah.
Savannah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Savannah. Okay, this is her.
Yeah.
See, I don't recall getting in a fight and saying this to her, but sure, we'll say that. I know. I mean, I taught her.
Jen holding the phone rather than letting the cop look through the phone himself is really weird.
This is who you're looking for. This is who you're looking for.
This is who you're looking for.
Oh shit, there's Maddie. Thanks for clearing that picture up, Grisch. We saw this before, but we didn't get a good picture of Maddie. Again, she didn't even say Maddie's name, which I'm suspecting Grisch is going to say soon. She says, "Here's what you're looking for." And when someone does that, it's like they really don't want you to have the phone. So they're acting like they're giving you the phone. They're acting like they're giving you control when really they're not. And what's up, Astrid? Greetings from Nashville. I want to go to Nashville. I want to go to Nashville. I love country music. Clark, I want to say that I love you, Jay, mods, crew, and we love you too, Clark. I want to say that's what Jen says all the time. I want to say that this happened here, and I want to say that yeah, that's what I want to say. All right. This is chat's kind of flying. There are almost 600 people in chat. You guys do me a favor. It's free to hit the like button. All right. Subscribe if you haven't. And a lot of you guys have memberships. So thank you. She said in one of the earlier interviews that they could add clean in the basket. That's where the dirty clothes were on the bathroom floor. That was part of what he washed. Thank you, Irene. Thank you. Again, that's interesting that his boxers were in her clothes. If that's all he washed and there were one pair of boxers in all the clothes, gross. Gross. All right.
Not me, you. That's
Oh, right.
crazy. And
This
the way
is who
she said
you're
it,
looking for.
this is who you're looking for. Man, that is Zandemic. There's a dude I follow on Instagram that's really funny. He talks about his issues with Zans, and I'll have him give you a demonstration on the Zanny voice.
So football and school nonsense and GG's, you know what I'm saying? Well, maybe even some fucking tackle bars on that or those, bro.
That's funny. I want to say, but how is it followed up? I want to say I cooked dinner, but we ordered pizza. Welcome, Jan. First time here commenting. You just subscribed. And there's that message, guys. Doped up chomos. Chat is doing the electric slide. What's up, Teresa Williams and Kim Watts? This is taboo. Antonia. But I'm really gonna lie. 602 people chat, guys. Let's get justice for Maddie. Let's keep Maddie's name. Jen Soto the potato. Right now, you guys probably are up to speed, right? You're up to speed with the on what is it on the 23rd? Is it supposed to be next week? That there's either it's supposed to be the pre-trial or something with the trial. I don't know if it's a pre-trial hearing, if it's supposed to be pre-trial. You guys know that that's next week for Stephan Sterns, and you know more than likely it's going to get pushed and pushed and pushed. You guys see all the videos on the motions to suppress evidence, suppress evidence from the phone for a particular information that Stephan says he has. That's going to be a surprise new information. So just know that next week that's going to happen. And sure, I no problem, Lisa. Mom's acting up now. So this is a text message. She went and grabbed Maddie's phone, and Maddie's sending that text to maybe one of her friends. I don't know. She didn't say who she sent it to. Maybe it was one of her friends, I think. Or maybe she did say, but it says mom's acting up now. Shake my head. And said the next one, I don't want to live with someone like that. So Jen's acting up and she says, I don't want to live with someone like that. When you're 18, I might kick you out. And I talked about this January and how I wouldn't, but I might. And then Maddie says, like this bitch, how does she make me think that you're a good mom? And then whatever that says below. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, this is, you probably don't overdo it either. Zarina says that I take Zans. I sell nothing like that. I'm not a degenerate piece of shit. I just have severe anxiety. It wasn't a drug when I was prescribed it for 7 years ago, but now I'm a crackhead apparently. No, you're not. Jen is. Jen and Stephan are. Zans don't have anything to do with you. Those Zans that they take have nothing to do with you, or you. It has to do with them. So when we're talking about Zans, it absolutely has to do with them. All right. Jay, I think they moved it to May. Of course, they're going to move it and move it and move it. All right. That sounds like a song. I like to move it, move it. That's what's going to happen to that. All right. It always comes up when she's pissed like that. So Jen's always telling her, I'm going to kick you out when you're 18. All right. Thank you, Grish, for the awesome new content. All right, guys. What's up? You guys, come on. Hit the like button. There's 608 people. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost you one single penny. And you can't call me a grifter for asking you to hit the like button. All right. Now, I think this is a good time to talk about mental illness real quick and have me read my post. This is a continuation of yesterday, guys. If you guys were watching the case that I had on yesterday for the Kaimani Lateeg case, and you were here for the coverage of Kaimani Lateeg, at the end, I could not hold my tongue. All right. So Foxy says we can do a Foxy box and a Foxy bundle, or a Foxy bauble, since I'm going to be gone for a couple days. So you guys, we're going to give away a Jen Soto for Prison 2025 shirt, a Foxy box, and a Foxy bauble. So stay here, hit the like button. You guys will be entered into the drawing by chatting and hitting the like button. That's how you get entered. If YouTube doesn't know you're on here and you're not participating, well, obviously, then you don't, doesn't matter if you win. All right, so Foxy said 3 of them, a Foxy box, a Foxy bundle, and a Foxy bauble, and then I'm going to re-gift that Jen Soto potato prison shirt. All right, so yesterday came Kaimani Lateeg. At the end of it, as much as I try to hold my tongue and I try to be reserved about things, sometimes I just can't, especially when like my family gets intertwined with it, and you got people posting on, I'm already not a fan of hold on, I'm not a fan of Reddit. I never have been. Reddit's always not been kind to guilty of crime. Okay, so this is like a part 2 of yesterday. And yesterday, when I went, somebody sent me a message yesterday from Reddit and showed me a picture of my daughter. All right, there was a picture of my daughter on the Reddit post, and they put some awful things out there and sexualized a picture of my daughter. I went back on Instagram and looked at it, and my daughter was a freaking baby. We were in Napa at the ranch at the pool, and she had sang a song, and some of the hashtags that got put in there had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with that picture. And they posted a picture of my daughter and posted a whole thread. There's a whole thread about guilty of crime, about me talking shit. No matter what I do, I'm dumb, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm all kinds of stuff, right? I'm transphobic was one of them, like just ludicrous shit. So we got a response from those people over there, real talk from them on why they started that Reddit site. So I'm going to tell you guys now. We're going to finish from yesterday. Thank you, Tracy Helms, for the Guilty of Crime membership, and everybody else that has gifted, joined, supported the channel. All right. So I wouldn't have said anything about anything, but I needed to find out. So yeah, I was messed up, and I'm going to give you the response. I went over to that thread. You guys all went to the thread with me. It is not H Ghost, Clark. It is not H Ghost. You didn't read my post. You did not read my post. So I'm going to show you my post now. It's about mental health. All right. In Wild Wanderer, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a cease and desist. I tried to get it taken down, and they made it private, and now it's back out there. So before we keep going, we're gonna look at what it says. It's absolutely not H Ghost, guys. It's much closer to home than you guys think. All right. So I'm going to read that to you real quick and tell you what happened. So I posted this 3 hours ago. I said, this is the most serious post I've ever made. This is a battle of harassment of my daughter. And I have a reason why this all began directly from one of the moderators of the Reddit page that is not only posting my daughter's image and sexualizing her and taking a baby post out of context, but harassing me as a person and compromising my privacy, which is equivalent to doxing me and my family. I've never heard anyone on this platform like that, and that includes the former mod, Bree, or Gothic Bree, and her team of people over on Reddit. Here's my response to the message put out from the Reddit name Feral AF. If you guys know what feral means, feral is what my daughter calls those children. My daughter says, Mom, pick me up from school. Those kids are being feral. So what's up, Thomas Karras? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Perfect timing here. All right. So somebody called from my daughter's calls feral AF. All right. Yeah. Baby guilty. Baby guilty. Reese is my baby guilty. So they named and there's 555 in chat. Say a prayer not only for my family, but for all the children that need a voice and that need justice. All right. So they called themselves Feral AF. Their name is feral as fuck, guys. All right. And my response is below on what they're doing here. I even tagged Bree in it since her name came up in the post. And I knew it, you guys. You guys called it out too. You guys called it. You guys called it yesterday saying, why would Bree do that? And I got a response. It wasn't her that responded, but let me read you what they said. And then I'll tell you what my response is first, so it makes sense. All right. So this is from the Reddit creator, Feral AF. It says, hold the snark for a second. In light of recent events, I feel it's important to be transparent about why I wanted to be part of creating this page. I'm speaking only for myself, not on behalf of the other mods of the community. Now, I want you guys to be reminded that this community has 4 to 6 moderators. There's 4 to 6 moderators. All right, guys. Threatening to dox or all kinds of things. Well, guess what? Her name's on there, right? Her name's on there. So 4 to 6 people that are constantly harassing me, putting my daughter, putting my stuff out there. So they responded and said, this is why they did that. In the beginning, I followed Jay pretty closely. She had the look and somewhat she said resonated with me. But over time, I began to notice signs of virtue signaling and things that didn't sit right. What does that mean, guys? What did I do that's virtue signaling and didn't sit right? Just before the pandemic, I entered a relationship that I truly believe was fate. What does this have to do with me? This has to do with mental health. I entered a relationship. I moved over 3,000 miles from home. My circle was small, and this person seemed to offer everything I wanted. I gave them all of me, my time, my trust, and my love. Are you talking about me, feral as fuck? Because I didn't get no relationship with you. I didn't have trust and love with you. I don't know what you're talking about. But as soon as they knew I was all in, everything shifted. I went from feeling like the most valued person in the world to being treated like worthless. The emotional toll was devastating. It took me over a year and a half, but eventually I broke free. I don't even know how I got mixed in this. Anyway, take care of your mental health, people. I'm being compared to this. When I started noticing similar patterns in Jay, the charm, the control, the deflection of blame, I did my best to check myself to be sure I wasn't projecting. But when the H Ghost situation happened, it clicked. Jay had knowingly allowed a known pedophile into the community of survivors and mothers trying to protect their children. And when accountability was needed, she passed the blame on to Bree. All right, guys, none of this happened, all right? None of this happened. So, Feral AF, you really need to check your mental health. I'm going to read this after. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This needs to be checked, all right? Bree even took responsibility for that. I didn't have anything to do with H Ghost. He came on my channel. All of you guys come on my channel. I don't even know you. Jay then invaded my inbox. I still have screenshots, which good, bring them, because invading your inbox means I responded. When I calmly asked her to take responsibility and issue an apology to the community, she doubled down. Bree stayed silent, and to me, that silence spoke volumes. It was the grip of narcissistic control. Now, months later, Bree has left, and I admire her strength to step away from that dynamic. I have no doubt she was threatened or pressured behind the scenes. Oh, yeah, behind the scenes, guys, we threaten and pressure. Let me be clear. Jay is an abuser. I note the signs. On top of the manipulation, she has profited off the tragedy of an abused and murdered child. That's why I speak up. That's why I fight. She claims to have an army of 24,000, and that's terrifying. She used the charisma to fund a fool. You guys, listen here. She used the charisma to fund a full home renovation, despite having a six-figure salary and due on the back of everyday people. That's you guys, guys. You're funding my renovation, by the way. Survivors, mothers, people with far less. It's beyond wrong. It's exploitation. I will always be opening to share more context or receipts via DM. Since leaving my abusive relationship, I've been in therapy, and I likely always will be. Narcissists don't just break your heart, they shatter your sense of self. I've suffered under narcissistic parents, partners, or bosses. You're not alone. I see you and hear you. I'll be posting ongoing links and resources. Feel free to share your own story. You matter. Break the silence. Feral as fuck. All right, guys. So that's what happened. That's what I did, you guys. I had you guys fund my house. You guys gave me a complete remodel. You're all under my spell. I'm using you guys. I'm literally like, I'm not saying that's Bree. I'm telling you she's part of that community. You guys gotta listen to the whole thing before you. I didn't say it was Bree. Her name is used in that whole thing. And a lot of the personal information that was in there was from somebody that came into my, raise your fist and join the resistance. And we're going to get mental health, guys. We're going to get mental health, and we're going to start a Reddit page that threatens Jay's family because she's a narcissist and she's controlling all of you guys. All right. That is very scary. That's like mental health, like a mind fuck. A mental health mindfuck, a charisma user, jealous. She deserves everything and has and then some. And I didn't get a thank you card. All right. So my response to this, guys, is get help. Get help. To who wrote that? Get help. Stop using me as your crutch. My response is regarding the situation. When I became aware of concerns about a community member, I took immediate action. The suggestion that I knowingly allowed harmful individuals into our community is categorically false. I didn't know H Ghost. As content creators, we rely on our moderators. I rely on you guys as mods, my mods, to help maintain the community safety, but ultimately responsibility rests with me. So I've never claimed that I'm not responsible for my channel. What you're experiencing, I'm talking to Feral as fuck. What you're experiencing, Feral, appears to be a parasocial relationship that has evolved in an unhealthy direction. Parasocial relationships form when viewers develop one-sided emotional connections with media personalities like me, feeling they know us intimately despite having limited or no actual interaction with me personally. These relationships exist on a spectrum from light entertainment to more intense personal attachments. All right, Feral? Social media can intensify these feelings, but the direct communication can create an illusion of closeness to me or to if you guys have a channel that doesn't reflect reality. When you say I invaded your inbox, that was me responding to your messages. Normal communication, not an invasion. The financial accusations are particularly troubling. My personal finances and my home renovations and my salary are private matters that have been mischaracterized in this situation. I've also been transparent to every single one of you about fundraising efforts, which have never exploited tragedy or manipulated you guys as supporters. Support me or don't. Your comparison of me to your abuser shows how parasocial relationships can sometimes lead us to project our past experiences onto public figures such as myself. We've never actually met. I don't even know who this person is right now. This is a common psychological response, but it doesn't reflect who I am or my values, all right? I understand you're processing difficult experiences, but creating an entire forum dedicated to criticizing someone you don't know and my daughter isn't healthy for anyone involved. I hope you continue with your therapy and finding healing. All right. To my community, to you guys, thanks for the continued support and creating content. I'm committed to creating content with integrity and maintaining a respectful environment to you guys. All right. So that's that. Like, I don't know what happened in this situation, but like, yeah, delusional people, Jay, are awesome person. Yeah, you guys, if anybody feels like I am using you guys for money or exploiting you or any of this, please leave. Just leave the community immediately if you think that I'm, any of that. All right. I don't know what Bree is with this. I tagged her. I don't know what she has to do with this, but there's personal information on that page that only a certain person would have. All right. Yeah. How do you attack a little girl and try to claim you on a high ground and sexualize her? All right. So that being said, if you guys see any of that, don't send it to me. I'm going to contact I'm going to do it the legal route because of my daughter being put into it. All right? So I just don't send me any of that because it affects my mental health when I'm about to go on a show or I'm getting bombarded with information that makes me upset and then I can't have time to process it. So let me process it in the way. And you guys, if you see it, just ignore it. I'm going to take care of my situation with this parasocial person that I don't even know what happened here. Right. And I take accountability for anything that I do, but I will get an attorney so I can stop this so the community doesn't grow and they continue to do that. Right. And even look at Roxanne. If you need legal funds, let us know. After hearing all of this, you still say that. Hearing that I'm manipulating and funding my house, whatever. Yeah. And you should be, Lady for Justice. You should be upset because I'm blown away. I don't have anything behind the scenes that I'm doing to anybody or anything. So that being said, people are crazy and it's scary. And we need to take account for our own mental health. So feral as fuck, that's not a good name. That's not a good place for you to address your mental health issues by going on a rampage for me or my family. It's just not. Stop. Just stop. All right. Now, that being said, I've addressed it. That person continues to harass me. There's going to be legal consequences already. Right. So I'm done. I'm glad I see you guys livid. I told them off earlier on Reddit and they banned me. Of course they did. Of course they did. And you should be. You should be because I am too. When I get something like that, yeah, pray for justice, pray for Jay, pray for Maddie. When I get something like that, it's scary. I mean, I can be out in my car and somebody can attack me because they think that they had a relationship with me and I manipulated them. All right. And I won't, Jennifer Bradley. I'm just learning. Yeah. Just don't talk about children. I don't even try to bring my daughter, but they went to my old social media accounts when my daughter was like 4 and 5, and they used that to sexualize her. That was nothing to do with me at all. All right. And yeah, you pissed off the crime crew. Go check your mental health and do something about it. All right. And I love you guys. I hate to bring something dark and like negative, but that's what my reality is right now. And so as much as we fight justice for others, let's make sure we stick up for ourselves. All right. I'm not going to be fighting for people that aren't alive, that need a voice, and not speak up for myself. That's just not who I am. All right. So I would want that fade as soon as possible. All right, guys. So thank you. I'm glad you guys understand the gravity of that. I don't understand what in the hell. I don't understand all that, but check your mental health. Make sure that you do so that this doesn't happen again. All right. All right. And thank you, Marilyn. I wanted to because I don't want you guys thinking that I'm not being transparent with you guys. All right. Now, that being said, that's why I'm going to be off for a few, like 5 days. I'm going to go hang out with my family and I'm going to go and check myself and get my mental health straight. I don't take things for my mental health or whatever, but we all have mental health that we need to maintain. And I need to maintain my mental health when I feel this angry about a situation. And that's how I feel right now. Nat, thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership. I appreciate you. Barbie G, thank you for the $1.99 super sticker, a little something because we love you, Jay. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. And everybody that supports me, thank you. Yes, Thomas, thank you. I appreciate you. We've missed you, by the way. Everybody says, where's Thomas at? Yes, I'm gonna take off for the next like 5 days and go hang out with my family, do Easter, eat some candy, eat some junk food, get fatter, and just have a good time. All right. Oh, you saw that too. You saw the Reddit today and pissed off. Thank you, Sugarfoot. All right, now we're gonna give some stuff away, guys. So I appreciate that. We're gonna give stuff away, Auntie Ree. We're gonna give 3 things from Foxy, and then I'm gonna re-give that shirt because nobody claimed the shirt. All right, so let's get to the Foxy box, the Foxy bundle, and the Foxy bobble, and then let me grab that shirt. All right. All right. And Reese was crying yesterday because I told her she cannot come up, and it's safer. The more subscribers that I have, and let's say I get to 50,000, 100,000, it's not safe for my daughter to be on my live stream. But I told her she can't come up and say hi to you guys, and she is just devastated. But it has to be done anyway. So it has to be done. Let's give this out first, and then I'll give the Foxy stuff away. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. The more followers I get, the more chance. All right. Jenza Gypsy says, "Let the bobble be mine," or "Bobble be mine." All right. Let's go. Let's win something, guys. Go. 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 All right. Who's gonna win this T-shirt? Who's gonna win this? Yeah, safety. Absolutely. Come on, let's get the Jen Soto 2025. Come on, guys. Thank you, Chatterbox. Sadie's mama. I hope you didn't go off in color, but if you did go off in color, I'm still going to give you that anyway because I talk to you every single day. So now we have 3 more gifts. We have a Foxy box, a Foxy bundle, and a Foxy bobble. And the only thing you have to do is be here to claim it. All right. So Sadie's mama, if you're not here, I'm still going to send it to you. If you're here, let us know. All right. I'll shoot you a text after, Sadie's mama. You deserve it. You deserve everything. I love you. And you know that Guilty of Crime supports you. And thank you so much, Annabelle Roma, for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Allie. All right, let's go. Let's win some more prizes, guys. Let's start with the Foxy box. And those Foxy boxes are dope. I love them. All right, let's I got one. I was lucky enough to get one, and I'm still trying to get to all the stuff and use it. All right, number 2, Foxy Foxy box. All right. Let's go. Winner number 2. You got to be here. Sadie's mama doesn't have to because I talk to her every day. So, all right. Jess Sal. Jess, are you here? And you guys, to claim your prize, go to guiltyofprizes@gmail.com. And also hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Anytime you put hashtag arrest Jen Soto, I'm going to post that up. All right. So congratulations, Jess. I think you have 3 days to claim it. You won too, Sadie's mama. Sadie's mama, you won the Jen Soto guilty Jen Soto shirt. Arrest Jen Soto, prison for Jen Soto. All right. Now, is Jess here? Yes, Kim Watts. Thank you for the $4.99 for the extortion fund and the mind control that I have over Kim Watts. Kim Watts, I just mind controlled you for the $4.99. Thank you. You see that? I have good mind control. Okay, so since Jess is not a member, you still won, Jess. Jess, you won a Foxy Bobble. So guilty of prizes at gmail.com, and we're going to do the next one. All right. And that's up to you, Foxy, how you want to do that. Next one wins a prize, whatever Foxy says. All right. Next one. Let's go. Yes, the cult leader. YouTube, stop anyway. All right, M. Oh my goodness, M. You better be a member. M. Marianka, you better. Oh, M lives in Canada. M. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Mind control. I got mind control. M. Yeah, hashtag arrest Jen Soto. All right. All right. So M is in Canada. So I'm going to go again. That's so funny. I love you guys. I'm glad you guys understand. I'm glad you guys have your mental health in control, because we all need a little bit of control and mind control. I'm like the evil. I'm the mastermind. All right, Synth. Now, Synth is a mod. Synth, do you want the Foxy bundle or the Foxy box, whatever it is? And M, we love you. But it costs like $60 to ship it over to Canada. All right, are we gonna pass? I'm medicated for everyone's protection, and at least you know. All right, I'm gonna do another one. Foxy, at your advice, what do I do? Canadians are very accepted here, but if you want to pay for shipping, then Foxy would gladly ship whatever you want. The Puppet Master. I have mind control. Oh, wow. Antonia Beauvais says this is for shipping for M. I don't know if that covers it, but let's do another one. Right. I don't know. You're going to have to sort this out, my lovely Foxy, and she's going to call me because she has mind control over me. Foxy, you just did the mind control. All right. What do you got to say?
All right. So what do I have to say?
Yeah, what do you got to say? Synth just won, so I don't know if she's going to pass on that for a member.
Oh, Synth I already have a box for Synth.
Okay.
So she's disqualified.
Synth, you're disqualified. Get out of here. All right, what else?
For Jess, so first one, she's going to get a bobble. I told you that.
Okay, Jess has got a bobble.
For our international people, they get a digital prize.
Okay, so you still get a prize, M. It's a digital prize, and that's Foxy will take care of it. Guilty of prizes at gmail.com. Now we have Linda Tillman. Are you here? Synth, you're disqualified. And are you a member, Linda? I'd rather have mind control than what? I missed it. I'd rather have mind control than on mind. Fuck. All right. Yeah. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Oh, what happened? My computer just like cut out. Okay, there it goes. All right. Who's next? Linda Tillman. Linda, are you a member? It makes it so hard. Why can't everybody just be a member? Roxanne, thank you for the $5 super sticker, Roxanne. Another mind control. Linda is.
She gets the box.
Linda, you get the box. The box. What box is it? What box is it?
The Foxy box.
The Foxy box. Apparently, it's a Foxy box. Jeez. All right. Guilty of prizes at gmail.com. Do we have one more?
Yes.
Okay, and Reese is the baby guilty cult leader. Reese has got mind control over me, and I have mind control over you. So let's go. All right, one more. All right, I'm gonna make you just stay on here because I don't know what to do with this. You have mind control over me, making me do these giveaways. You're controlling me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Let's go. Duh. It's a Foxy box. How did I not know that? All right. Mind fudge. All right. Just Teresa. Didn't you just send something to Just Teresa?
Yeah, she's got one too already. So we gotta read
Okay,
them all.
Just Teresa, you got one too, my friend. You got one too. So we're gonna do it. All of you guys, we're giving out a bunch of prizes. How are you affording this? Are you affording this with my house fund, Foxy?
No, this is courtesy of crypto.
Courtesy of crypto. Yeah. I wish I had crypto. Reese's Tory 2.0. Yeah, you know it. You know it. Reese's favorite Kool-Aid color is purple. All right, the real Gemini. And I love Geminis and Leos. So the real Gemini is here, but the real Gemini is not member.
That's okay. It's for a bundle.
Okay, so you won the Foxy bundle. All right, so I can get off the phone now.
All right.
Okay, so
I
we
will
got
talk to you later.
we got a Foxy box, we got a Foxy bundle, we got what else?
A bauble,
and then a digital. So 4 people won today, 5 people, including Sadie's mama. You have anything else to say? No? Did you hang up?
No, sorry. I was writing down. No, we're good.
Okay. All right. Bye, Foxy.
Bye.
Bye. All right. How much is a membership? It's $2.99. $2.99. Are you out of your mind? There's a commercial like that. $2.99. Are you out of your mind? Or it's $3.99. I don't know what it is, but it's something 99. All right. Yeah. Mazel tov to everyone. Thank you, Lucky. All right, you guys. So that's awesome. Everybody won something. We had 5 winners today, which is awesome. Congratulations to everybody. The real Gemini, you don't go anywhere. You go to your email and type in guiltyofprizes@gmail.com. All right. Guiltyofprizes@gmail.com. Send that over. Just Teresa, you already have a box on the way. Synth just gifted 20 Guilty of Crime memberships, you guys. So I think that's a happy Easter to you guys. 20 Guilty of Crime memberships. Thank you, Sharon. Good night. Go hang out with your granddaughter. I'm about to go hang out with Reese and try to find some more candy. Reese brought me some candy today. She brought me some chocolate things. I don't even know. I just ate it all up like Pac-Man. I was like, chocolate. I need chocolate. All right. Love you, Jay. God bless everybody. Enjoy Easter. It's about family. It's about Jesus. If you're into religion and you do that. Thank you, Thomas. Happy Easter, Jay. Stay beautiful. I'm out. All right, guys. I love you. On that note, guiltyofprizes@gmail.com. Yes, Reese. I'm going to go steal Reese's chocolate. I'm going to mind control her and steal her chocolate. Happy Easter, everybody. I love you guys. On the real, though, take care of your mental health. Hashtag take your meds. Hashtag go see your therapist. Do what you got to do. Foxy says, skip the hunt, smoke a blunt. Love you guys. Peace out. I'll see you next Wednesday. All right? Happy Easter, y'all. Love you. Thank you.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?